Good day. My testimony. I remember growing up in Laventille, Rudolph Charles Link Road in Laventille. And for, most of it, I really used to be selling drugs. Sometimes it incorporates what people might see or hear about Laventille. What I would say is most people, it is somewhat true, because a lot of us does really have part to play in each and every aspect of how of the environment of Laventille to say. And I can remember my neighbor, who's one of my real partner. We used to still gamble plenty now, but we used to meet ever so often, and we used to discuss the Bible. But we used to discuss the Bible, and then as we done, we used to go on real gamble, drink, and and that I believe that time both of us was going through some issues with girlfriends and them now. And that's why we used to really relate and thing as well. And then after that, someone about me, a taxi driver, come and get killed. And when he got killed, we went to the wake. And while I was in the wake, I was fixing a flambeau. For, because in Laventille and other areas just do it too. You could do a lot of flambeaus and light up the whole street when someone die and thing. And I can remember lighting up the flambeau, and I see this Chinese man, half Chinese, half Negro man, walk down the stairs with this Cyrotex cup in his hand, and he going inside the house. And then 2 minutes after, I hear the man preaching. So I tell myself, who is this half Chinese in Laventille, preaching and drinking? And I sit down outside because I grew up in church, right? Was baptized and everything. And it's just that I was living a kind of backslidden life. And I say, but who's this person inside there preaching? And when he done, he make a altar call, and nearly the whole house gets saved. And I say, nah, this is craziness. And all the stag and caravan thing and people, is Laventille. After a week in Laventille, there's a mini fete after. And that was just like nothing after. Nothing really happened after. And I say, where is this boy? And then the next day, the man come again, and more people get saved again. And the next day, and I say, who is this half Chinese man? And this next Rasta man who come in Laventille to really preach the gospel, and all these people getting saved. But me study it, I then saying, this is some kind of, this is not genuine. Because in my mind, I see the man come down in the first week, and everybody in the party, and everybody in the week had a white cup in the hand drinking, and I didn't know it's liquor drinking. And he come and preach after all that liquor. And, the Sunday evening I see, he tell them, because as they only tell them, well, if you want to get to know Jesus better, this Sunday evening, come up to the house, because there's a house, come up to the house, and, we will get to know Jesus better and things. So, where I live living too far from the house. And I now watching this house light up Sunday evening, and people singing. My real partner, he up there, and I look into the window of my house and I saying, these people is mad people to be following these people, and them men drinking and thing and coming and preaching and thing, and this is madness. And then my partner come down the road and he let me know, boy, today I learned this, and I say, where is that boy? Then the next Sunday come back and he tell me, I learned this. But before I know myself to be, I say, but this man knowing more about the Bible than me. And every Sunday now I just sit down there and I say, boy, let me just go up once and see what them just be doing up there. And one of these Sundays I went up, and you know them time in live until so you know you just put on a jersey, a short pants and a slippers, and you're going up in the house. And I was up there and I was like, when I hear the man preach real down to earth things, you know, like, you know, sometimes you hear preach and they all up in the ass and that. The man was real simple, real things that was real relevant to issues that, you know, you're dealing with in life and things. And I was amazed. And every Sunday I started to go. Every Sunday upon Sunday upon Sunday. And I'm talking about I go in this place with, you know, you call home clothes on, slippers on your foot, you know, slippers dirty and thing, and you're on the block, as they might say it, and you're going to church day. Because in my mind, I was saying about this thing come so close to me, and I won't take advantage of it. You understand? And that is how I started to go back to church. And then after that, a Sunday, you know, he preached a message, and then I recommit my life to the Lord. And then he said, you know what, let us start to go out into the streets. Not too long after, you know, quick, everything that's happening real quick. I ain't talking about a house church. It become like a house church. Just about 40 something of us. And we started to go out in the streets. And that's how much I know that, you know, God had changed my life. Because every time we go out on the streets to preach, every time I get my heart healed, because I always feel like, you know, I saved now. But when I hear the word preach again, oh, it's like a new altar call for me, and a fresh altar call for me. So I move in with them, but it's like I getting saved every single out street meeting we went to have. And from that, you know, it prompted a strong desire for me, and I started to go first church at the Open Bible, because the pastor then, he came out of first church at the Open Bible in San Fernando. And, you know, he started sending us to little courses and things that could help us and things to do ministry and things. And I remember I went to CSTP for a year. I went CSTP. It's Christian Service Training Program. And during that same time, my desire was to, you know, get in the army. You know, because before, all I wanted to do, really and truly, I took a school dropout, selling drugs on the block. The best work I could tell myself I could get, I said, boy, if I could save up enough money just to buy a taxi, so I could go and pull, we will call pull bull, you know, or work a taxi, them thing on the road. I say, boy, I go do that. Or if I'm so lucky, I might get some kind of council work, some city council work, go and do some kind of thing in the morning, through the day, and just come back home. And that was my real ultimate goal at that time. You know, just to get a little taxi work or a little city council work, because, you know, in the neighborhood, a lot of people that was the thing at that point in time. And, you know, I started to go CSTP and thing. And when I started to go fellowship with people and get to know about God and thing, that desire just fade away like nothing. I wanted to be something big after that. Me wanted to be no taxi driver, and no offense to taxi drivers or council workers, but me wanted to be that. I wanted to be something big, something to be influential, something real, you know. And that sparked my desire to really go in the army. And, you know, when I started to pursue going in the army, I had a lot of tattoos on my skin and things, and it was kind of difficult for me to get through. But anyhow, I still do the written exams and everything, and I was just in the waiting process. And then a day Army called me. Say, Mr. Collins, wherever you sign up, wherever, come and meet us. 0 how much 100 hours, wherever. And I went, and the process started to roll real smooth to go in the Army. And then I remember when I was doing something we call a medical review. I remember somebody, one of the doctors doing the medical review told me, when you see my tattoos, say, you not getting into Army. And it's a good thing I know to pray and thing, because immediately I started to pray. I said, Lord, this is not my portion. This is not your word. This is not what you saying, And I rebuked those words, and I still didn't gain. But I just rebuked those words, and as I was, and from there now, I started to work in my real next good friend in Port of Spain, selling fried chicken, Arlene's fried chicken. And we started to sell fried chicken, and I can remember on our lunch time, the lines is wrong, the corners making nearly a block in Port of Spain and Charlotte Street. And I see man they frying with them chicken, and them nice chicken. And for a while I just become this fried chicken man, this frying chicken whole day. Early in the morning, I talk about early in the morning from about I getting up all around 4-5 o'clock in the morning. I go in and get some bread, and then we go into breakfast. And after breakfast finishing about 8:30, 10 o'clock, so into frying chicken. I'm talking about we frying chicken from about 8:30, 10 o'clock to about all around 9 o'clock in the night. 9, 10 o'clock. I'm talking about real chicken. And people people end up coming here telling themselves, oh gosh. I mean, you like the idea of people enjoying the chicken. But the amount of people, they're tired because it's whole day and your foot in the heat with this thing on your head, frying chicken whole day. And that was my cycle for quite a while. I go in my bed all around, like, I'm not gonna lie. At those times, I go in my bed at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. And then sometimes, I had a little friend I used to be talking to on the phones, I go in my bed all kind of, sometimes 3 o'clock in the morning, and I get up 4 or 5 o'clock sometimes. And this cycle for over and over for weeks. And it was real hard, but I was enjoying it because people liking the little fried chicken and thing, and I working at the same time, I get a nice change. And then boom, my CSTP course finish. And as soon as my course finish, Army called back again, and they said, you trying to get into the Army, wherever, come down wherever. And I thought, that period in my life had ended because I didn't get you the first time. And here they come calling me again. And I went again, and it was the same issue again. And I same thing, I didn't get through the batch going into train, and I just out there again. So I say, these people are messing with my mind. And for quite a while, I going back selling my chicken, doing my thing like normal. And then, something tells me to start to pray for favor. And I started to pray for favor. I started to pray for God's favor, because even though I'm watching this thing and I say, hey, Army is not for me, and wherever the case might be and thing, I started to pray for favor. I said, Lord, give me favor. Give me favor in this situation. I call my pastor. I say, Pastor, this thing bothering me because, It's like, you know, you start to do something, you want to finish. And I said, this thing bothered me. And I remember his words. His prayer was, he prayed for me, and his last words was, may the Lord bless the righteous, and with favor thou will compass him as with a shield. And I remember those words distinctly. And I remember I reached home. That day I come off, I finished work early. It was about like 8 o'clock. And I reached home and I put the TV on TBN. And I think Paula White, I believe that she was preaching a message. And she message was on favor. And she said, no, the favor of God is so good that things that would take you like 1,000 years to do, God could do it in one day. And she drew an example of, you know, how it could take you to go around a mountain or something like that. Could take you so long, and the favor of God could just cut you through and take away all that time, that whole lengthy time of doing all these things and them. And then I started to pray for favor. Lord, give me favor more. Remember, I went downstairs to church and I kneel down and I said, Lord, I want your favor in my life. And you know, about not too long after, you think the same week, this lady called me and she said, I hear you was trying to get in the army, my neighbor. And she said, you know what, I know somebody. And she put me on to this man. And the man, he tell me, yeah, what's going on? I go check out for you and see where's the issue going on with you. And then he come back and say, boy, what I see on your file is really your tattoos and stuff and whatever the case may be and thing. And I say, you know what, let me go and try if I could take off these tattoos. Not much tattoo, but I just had a little tattoo on my hand. So I went and I do a laser therapy on the tattoo. And when I did that now, within the same week again, the man come back and he say, hear what? Where is he now? And I say, I'm in Port of Spain, I'm in work, frying chicken. And he say, well, right, I'm coming down Charlotte Street, come outside and meet me. He want to meet you. I say, meet me by Queen and Charlotte Street there, I'll meet you there. So when he meet me now, I come downstairs. All my clothes is flour from frying chicken and slippers. And it's just oil and flour on my skin from frying chicken. And he watch me and he say, jump in my car. He said, as a matter of fact, take off the slippers. And he take off his shoes. He said, see if that go fit you. Here, my gang, I carry you by regiment headquarters. Because you done on file already and don't know about you. And I just hear him. You want my socks? I said, no. I'll just put on these shoes alone. And he gave me his shoes and thing, and I put on these shoes and I went by the regiment headquarters and they carry me in and they carry me by the recruiting officer. And the man just watched me and he said, what was your issue that you're not in training right now? And I say, well, my issue was I had some tattoos. But I show him, I started the process of getting it off. And I show him and he say, hey, get the man the list and let the boy go and train, man. Or you trying to hold back, get the boy the list and let him go and train. And from there, that was it. I gave him a list and I went home because the weekend, it was close to the weekend, like about the Friday. So I said, go and buy up all this stuff to go and train. I remember in the morning I said, go and train and shave my hair, bald. And I said, yes, well, look at this now, boy, I'm going down into train in this place. And I remember going down there, going down Tetron. And as I entered the train, every single day, let me say it like this, when I went into the training environment, the barrack room, I remember, the devil already had busy here, but for that same week, I didn't mention this, but for that same week, when after I pray for God favor, you know the persons and them who I thought would have assisted me to really get into the army and stuff. You know, I mean, God has brought it to the point that when you only depend on Him. And the persons who I thought would have get me, you know, every single possible person who I thought before would have make it easy for me. You know, so that I just started get calls. People started call me all over the place. People themselves know, calling me and letting me know, hey, go and do this, go and do. You know, I talk about real favor, you know. Favor just had a flow. Anyhow, I remember as I reached in the barrack room and by my locker and thing, and I saw two fellas on a bunk, a bed, and they say, hey, see here, boy, here is not for humans, boy. Right now we waiting to go. We were to see the CEO and we looking to go, boy. This is craziness here. And while they're saying that now, I see two persons run inside the barrack room, fall on the ground, looking real tired and beat out. And I say, what is this, boy? Why getting myself into here, boy? But you know, to be a soldier, it takes, you know, hard training. You gotta train hard, rigorous training. And it's just not cut out for some people. And, you know, I ignore what they was trying to tell me or deter me, and I went straight into training. You know, the Bible says a good soldier, you have to endure hardship. And that was my mental. You have to endure hardship. And then I come from lab and tell me you want to go out there, and people say, look at you now, boy, you couldn't make an army training. So all that played in my mind. You know why? Because I always tell myself, if the day had 24 hours and 1 minute in it, I would not never make it in the army, because 24 hours was sufficient for me. Because every single day I wanted to leave that place, because the training was real hard for me. It was real difficult. And you know, from then God started to really show Himself in my life. Favor upon favor upon favor. I talk about, you know, God started to show me His favor. I remember also, even inside there and all, you know, I started to share the word and thing. And, you know, it was just a great experience. So, you know, I just thank God for the opportunity. I might not go down into real fine detail because it's a lot to this, you know. But I'm grateful for the opportunity. You know, I thank God for the opportunity. Even serving Him first. Because I always tell myself, if I had not complete Christian service training program, I don't think I might have been able to go in the army. So God waited till I finish, make sure I have some kind of foundation that could keep me, you know, planted in His word, in His, you know, before I could even go in places like that. You know, and I was grateful, you know, to pass out, you know, and now serving member. So it's a good thing. Serving in the kingdom of God first, a soldier there first, before you could be a soldier anywhere else. And that has bring a powerful bond in your ministry as well. So I know as well, thank God for the opportunity of sharing at least this part of my testimony. I hope, you know, this was really encouraging, because, you know, sometimes in life you really have to pray for the favor of God despite the naysayers and them, or where you might see yourself to be at a point in time. Because I used to just see myself as just being someone. If I could just get a little taxi to pull bull, or if I could just get a council work, and I say, I'm not against these people and them and these jobs, but I used to see myself at a point in time because of the environment I was in. But there are bigger things for out there, and, you know, reach and trust God, and God will see you through to the very end. Again, anybody asks me how I get into army, I just always tell them it's divine favor, because I have no clue myself but to say God. It was only God. And to say this, when I passed out and I went into the battalions and them to work and thing, you know, the same person I didn't say I know the person rank or nothing like that. So a day I was in the camp, working like normal, and then I see the same man who took off his shoes in Port of Spain to give me. And he was a sergeant. And I say, like, look at that. A recruit or a civilian at the point in time, you know, and a sergeant will you know, extend this favor, this grace, this mercy. God will use even a sergeant to, you know, assist me to get into this establishment. So, you know, God could use anybody. All you need to do is just trust God, rely on God, and God will see you through. As I say, a high school dropout with mediocre or next to no dreams, a drug dealer and a drug user, someone that things that you just see yourself. As a matter of fact, I never thought that I lived to see 25 and things because of the environment I grew up in and I was living in. And God just blew my mind. And I mean, there's a lot more things that, you know, to this testimony that, you know, God had done. But, you know, this is a little taste, you know, the favor God showed me coming out of Laventille. God bless you. Enjoy the balance of your day.